A soft smile, a trembling voice, and a hidden presence no one was supposed to notice. When Zhao Lusi quietly shared a behind-the-scenes glimpse of her most emotional recording yet, fans didn't just hear a song, they felt a story, and maybe, just maybe, sensed someone else standing beside her. It begins in silence, the kind that wraps around a recording studio before the first note is sung. The camera opens on Zhao Lusi, no stage lights, no red carpet, no scripted lines. Just her, standing in front of a microphone, headphones gently resting over her ears, eyes focused yet soft. There is something different about this moment. Not the glamorous actress the world has come to adore. Not the playful personality fans see in interviews. But a quieter version of her, more vulnerable, more real. As the melody of Stop Pretending or begins to play, her expression shifts. It's subtle at first, a slight tightening of her lips. A pause in her breathing, and then she sings. Her voice doesn't just carry the tune, it carries weight. Emotion layered with hesitation, as if every word holds a truth she's carefully unwrapping. This isn't just a recording session. It feels like a confession. Released on March 27, 2026, the song tells a story of a love triangle, messy, complicated, and painfully human. A story about pretending, about hiding feelings, about loving someone you're not supposed to love. And somehow, as she sings, it doesn't feel fictional. Fans watching the behind-the-scenes clip quickly notice it too. The way her eyes close longer on certain lines. The way her voice cracks ever so slightly in emotional peaks. It doesn't feel like acting. It feels lived. And that's when the questions begin to rise. Because when emotions feel this real, people start to wonder what or who might be behind them. The studio is quiet but not empty. That's what fans began to believe as they replayed the footage over and over again. At first, it was about the music, the lyrics, the rawness of Zhao Lusi's performance. But then something shifted. A moment barely a second long. She finishes a line, her voice still echoing softly, and suddenly, she smiles. Not at the camera, not at the producers, but to the side. A glance, a reaction, a presence. And just like that, the internet paused. Who was she looking at? There was no official confirmation. No clear figure captured on screen. And yet, the atmosphere changed. Because for fans who have followed her journey closely, moments like this don't go unnoticed. They notice the smallest details, the faintest shifts in expression. And this didn't feel random. It felt personal. As the clip continues, Zhao Lusi adjusts her headphones, takes a breath, and prepares for another take. But there's a softness lingering in her expression now, almost like reassurance. As if someone had just said something comforting. As if someone was there quietly supporting her. And suddenly, the song's theme, about complicated love and hidden emotions, feels even more layered. Because what if the story she's singing isn't entirely separate from the moment she's living? The emotional core of Stop Pretending lies in its honesty. A love that cannot be fully expressed. A truth that remains just out of reach. And as Zhao Lusi continues recording, that honesty becomes almost overwhelming. There's a moment, one that fans now replay endlessly, where she pauses midline. Not because she forgot the lyrics, but because something in the words hits too close. She lowers her gaze. Her fingers tighten slightly. And for a split second, the world sees her not as a star, but as someone feeling something deeply human. This is where the power of the behind-the-scenes footage truly unfolds. Because it strips away perfection. It shows the in-between moments, the breaths, the hesitations, the silent reflections. Moments that don't make it into polished music videos. Moments that feel real. Fans describe it as heartbreaking yet beautiful. A performance that doesn't demand attention, but quietly earns it. And then she tries again. This time, her voice steadier, stronger. As if she has decided to face the emotion instead of holding back. And in that moment, you don't just hear a song. You feel a story unfolding in real time. A story about love, about confusion, about the courage it takes to stop pretending. But just as the emotional weight settles, curiosity rises again. Because the more fans watched, the more they noticed subtle details hidden in plain sight. A faint sound in the background, a shadow that doesn't quite match the lighting, and that one moment, that smile. Speculation began to swirl, not as a confirmed truth, but as a possibility that added another layer to the experience. Some fans believe that Liu Yuning may have been present during the recording, not on camera, not officially acknowledged, but there. A quiet presence in the room. And while nothing has been confirmed, the idea alone was enough to ignite emotional reactions across the fandom. Because if true, or even if only imagined, it reframes everything. The glance, the smile, the emotional delivery. Suddenly, they don't just feel like artistic choices. They feel shared. But here's where reality meets restraint. No official statement has verified this presence. No clear evidence confirms it. And yet, the beauty of this moment lies not in proving anything, but in what it makes people feel. Because sometimes, the most powerful stories are the ones that exist just beyond certainty. In the end, what remains isn't speculation. It's emotion. The kind that lingers long after the video ends. Zhao Lusi didn't just share a behind-the-scenes clip. She shared a moment of vulnerability, a glimpse into the space where art and feeling collide. And whether she stood in that studio alone, or with someone quietly supporting her, the impact is undeniable. Because Stop Pretending isn't just a song, it's a question. How often do we hide what we truly feel? How often do we choose silence over honesty? As her voice fades in the final seconds of the clip, one thing becomes clear. Some emotions don't need confirmation. They don't need explanation. They just need to be felt. And maybe that's why this moment resonates so deeply. Because in a world full of performances, this felt real.